Good morning, Raptor Freak. Alexiad's here on a Wednesday watch along. It's a retro Raptor Wednesday watch along, and we've got a game today from 2001. I'm gonna try and get it so it's better reflecting, but I guess it's not gonna. I was trying to figure out how to do this by not having a reflection. So maybe if I turn it just this side, I don't know. Once they get going, maybe it'll be good. Good morning, y'all. Good to see you. We're on a second day of in between games in the playoffs. So just something to do in between. And tomorrow we'll do the preview for Game 6 here in Toronto, Philadelphia, and Toronto Raptors in the series this year. We're looking at Game 6 of the 2001 series, Allen Iverson and the Philadelphia 76ers versus Vince Carter and the Toronto Raptors. This game happened on May 18th, 2001. And just for some context, that is 3 months before Scotty Barnes was actually born, y'all. So we're going to watch a game today that happened in 2001. That's 3 months before Big Roy, Scotty Barnes, was born. This is insane. Like, honestly, think about that. It's like, it's crazy. All right, I'm going to try and make it as good as I can because I am doing this janky. I tried to do a third-party software, but I'm really, really worried about any kind of YouTube infringement kind of thing. So I think that this may be the way for me to do this. It's not that this clip isn't is copyrighted or anything. This is from someone's personal collection, and they don't care. That's not what the problem is. The problem is more that I just don't want to get a strike on the station, so that I'm not allowed to be able to do my live stream. So I'm trying to do it this way just to be safe. So, all right. Yeah, I know it is really old. I mean, Scotty was not born before this game, Mar. It's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy to me too. Now, I was working at the Air Canada Center at this time. So I was physically in the building for this game that we're going to watch today. I was actually there, but I was working. I was making subs, but I did get to watch a lot of it. Yeah, Tom Duke, good morning. Be safe for sure. Actually, Jub's got a video yanked this morning. Oh, yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, I know he's using all kinds of clips and stuff like that. So I know that he puts himself at risk in certain ways that I kind of want to watch out for, because I tried something a couple weeks ago, Tom, and they came and got me right away. And I have a strike technically right now, so I do not want to get a second strike. So, all right, we're just going to do it this way. I'm just going to get started, guys. And what we did this last time is I just kind of talk over it. We're not going to really listen to them. That's Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown, two of my favorite announcing crew in the history of the NBA. These guys are fantastic. These guys are one of the best announcing crews in the history of the NBA to me. Hubie Brown is one of the most genius basketball minds in the history of basketball. Somebody that I've actually like he's somebody who taught me a lot about what I know about basketball. Is the man who's doing color on this game. So, all right, let's see. That's too bad about Greg's video getting yanked. I'm just going to go ahead and start it. You guys can watch it on your own. If you feel like the screen's not good enough, I put the link in the description for this video. And if it's better that way, go ahead and put it up on your thing. I'm still trying to figure out what would work best. Like whether we all start the video at the same time and you have it on your own screen so you can watch it well, and then you kind of just like watch along me without having any visual of it, or me putting it up there and just making it easier in this way too. It's still a work in progress, y'all. So we're going to try and figure it out what works best. So I'm going to go ahead and start it, and let's see what happens. This game was, as I said, was on May 18th, 2001. I was really hoping the glare wouldn't be like this. I wonder if there's something I can do. Raymond Jacob was saying this the last time, that maybe I can get the brightness down on the TV. Whoa. See if that works. Yeah, that's way better. All right, there we see Iverson. He had 52 points in the game before this on 21 of 32 shooting. So this series was a real duel between the two superstars. Allen Iverson versus Vince Carter was a very real thing at this time. All right, I'm going to keep tinkering with my settings to see if I can get a better contrast, maybe. Let's see. There's Vince. Look at the way they put the ads on there. The drama continues. TNT. There's the CN Tower. You can't see it though on the screen because it's way too bright. All right, let me do the sharpness. See if that helps. I'm just gonna try and make it as good as I can. I should have tested all this stuff before. I know this is janky. I do it the way I can. All right, let's just take this off the screen and hang on. All right, we got our starting lineups. It's Jermaine Jones, Tyrone Hill, Dikembe Mutombo, Aaron McKie, and Allen Iverson for the Sixers. And we got Morris Peterson, Charles Oakley, Antonio Davis, Vince Carter, and our guy Alvin Williams, number 20. Yeah, Alvin Williams. There's Craig Sager. Rest in peace. Craig Sager was a great sideline reporter, Hall of Famer. Just an amazing man. I was actually fortunate enough to meet him one day at the Air Canada Center after a game. Very nice guy, Craig Sager. And, he's an important one. Sager strong. Yeah, and there's Lenny, one of the greatest coaches in the history of the NBA. He was the all-time winningest coach for the longest time. And then, of course, Popovich and Nelson. Nelson went and got him first and took him by like just a couple of coaching wins. And then, of course, Popovich is now on top for most coaching wins. There's D. Lynam. Dee Lynam is the daughter of Jim Lynam, who is a coach in the NBA. And there's Larry Brown. Larry Brown, one of the great coaches in the NBA throughout the history of time. He was the coach of the Sixers at this point. So this is a 3-2 deficit, very much like the one we're facing right now currently. The Philadelphia 76ers were up 3-2, and the Raptors needed to win this Game 6 to force a Game 7. So this is a very interesting thing. Tom Duke saying, Alvin is still putting the work in as a reporter, getting better each game. Yeah, I agree with this. He's getting better and better for sure. And Mark Smith saying, didn't Wilkins also have the most losses in NBA history as well? That is actually true, Mark Smith. Yeah, Lenny Wilkins coached for a long time, and he did have the most losses also. All right, we got a jump ball. I'm sorry about the quality, y'all. It is the old, not high definition era of times and stuff like that. And now we have some weird language over there. All right, here we go. They throw it into, that's Antonio Davis with the first shot. He missed it. And then it looks like Philadelphia actually put the ball back in on their own basket just now. Kind of what Precious and Scotty did in the last game. It looks like Tyrone Hill just knocked the ball in on his own basket there. All right, so Toronto's up 2 because Tyrone Hill scored on us on his own team. And, let's see how they work it. Allen Iverson was high volume in the series. Look, he hits the first shot right away. Allen Iverson right off the bat, hitting, coming out, firing. That's probably what Sixer fan wishes that James Harden would do right about now. I know Joel Embiid's been complaining the last day or so about James Harden not shooting enough, and that he's telling Doc Rivers to get him to start shooting. All right, let's see. All right, look at that cut by Morris Peterson with the nice lay-in. Very, very good. Very, very good. Morris is wearing the headbands. Of course, this was a headband era to try and rally our team to be get back on them. We all wore headbands. All right, let's see. McKee at the top. He throws it down. Okay, that's Tyrone Hill attacking the basket. He made that one. There's a lot of different stuff that happens in each quarter of this game. There's a couple of quarters in this game where the Raptors absolutely kill them. And then there's a one bad quarter where the Sixers really killed the Raptors. There's a nice defensive rebound by the Sixers. Iverson in transition. Watch him in transition. Look what they got. Vince. I say JYD because of the headband, but it's Vince. And there's Oakley trying to guard them, and that didn't go in. Good defensive rebound by Antonio Davis. Alvin Williams in the transition. Let's see what he does. He passes off to Morris. Morris with a miss, air ball. Very bad shot by Morris. Morris is one of my favorite Raptors of all time also. It's like we don't talk enough about Morris Peterson, honestly, if you ask me, because Morris Peterson was, really unsung real Raptor over the years. Lenny, great shots of Lenny here. All right. They're inbounding the balls underneath their basket. Let's see what happens. They got it to McKee. McKee back to Allen Iverson for 3. Boom. He clunked the first part of the iron and missed it. All right, let's see. Like I said, Allen Iverson's high volume. He's going to shoot a lot in this game. All right, Raptors up. Getting a good shot there. That's Antonio Davis, former Raptor All-Star. Really good player for us at times. And like I said, this is weird seeing our roster at this time. We had so many centers. Like we had 4 centers at this time. I'm like, whoa, 4 centers on our team. What a luxury. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see what happened there. Morris got fouled. Don't like the call. Philadelphia doesn't like the call. But it's going to be side out. I don't think they're actually going to give him free throws. So let's see what happens here. All right, inbounds play underneath the basket. Get it to Vince. Vince has got looks like Tyrone Hill on him. It's hard to tell. You know, the quality is bad through the TV, but it's also really bad just next to me. Like this is not the best quality Raptors footage, but that's fine. That's fine. We do what we can with what we got. All right, here we go. Let's see what he does here. Allen Iverson on the strong side. Look at him attack. Wow. Wow. He got a good foul by Antonio Davis there. You want to keep him away from the basket for sure, Antonio. There's Iverson. He's averaging 39 points per game in this series, shooting 45% and 50% for three. He's shooting better for three than he is for his regular field goal percentage. That's amazing. Allen Iverson was something else, I'm telling you. All right, let's see. The Raptors, Alvin bringing the ball up. You got to love watching old Alvin Williams games. All right, let's see. This is Antonio Davis. He passed it down. That looks like Oakley. Oakley with a nice lay-in there. Very good stuff. Yeah, look at Charles. Charles wearing the headband's pretty cool. I like Charles in the headband. All right, let's see what they do next. All right, see, a lot of it is going to be Carter and Iverson. Like the offense, most of the time, it's going to be one of those two guys shooting it. Look at that. That's great Raptor defense. That kind of looked like Raptor defense today. They stripped the ball and got in transition. They didn't finish, but that's all right. Davis looks strong. Davis was a really strong guy, Antonio Davis. And our crowd was hyped. This is the old Toronto crowd. Like you see a lot of white and purple. Those were our colors then. It was white and purple. Davis, look at that. He's a 13.7 points per game in the regular season, 15.7 points per game in the playoffs. He upped his game in the playoffs. He's a weird free throw shot, but he actually was really good free throw shooter. All right, let's see. That's McKee bringing the ball up with Carter on him. You see how, the way the Raptors play defense in current days, it seems like everybody's lazy on defense now. Whenever I watch old footage or I watch other teams play, I always feel like they're lazy now compared to how we give such a good effort on defense. It's like when I see any other defense, I'm like, they look lazy to me. Like they're not really trying as hard as what we do now, presently. Oh, man, they were all over Mutombo there. See, Mutombo was really good for rebounds and blocks, obviously. In fact, in this game, he gets 6 blocks in this game. But his scoring wasn't always that good. All right, let's see. Raymond Jacobs saying, what's the rule, Alex? What is the difference between using a third-party app versus showing it on TV? Isn't it the same? You're still showing it either way. Well, this is what I'll say, Raymond Jacob. This is actually off YouTube itself. This is already on somebody's content. And if they have a problem with me showing their content, then I would be in trouble. But this person does not, I'm pretty sure. So it's no big deal. But yeah, the rules are weird. I've been really studying the different rules about how to do this and not get in any kind of things and stuff like that. It's basically I have to put my own content on top of it, and me filming me and just having the TV behind me kind of gets around it. And then also having their volume down on that content also makes it original content because I'm speaking over it. And I would do an inlay with like me and that screen on there, so it's just like on the screen. I'm trying to figure out how to do it, but I'm really worried about getting a second strike. That's the most important thing right now because I don't want to mess up my channel just because of this. It's more important me have my channel than to do these things in the watch alongs. But because I did this the last time and there was no problems anymore, the channel that has these games on it, they don't care. And, I'm not getting flagged for it. So all that kind of stuff. I don't think I could get flagged for this technically because this is my own creative content because I'm talking over it and it's just my TV in the background. So I know it's weird. I know it's weird. And I'm really trying to figure it out. It's not that I want to monetize or anything. I just want to be able to do this effectively. So, yeah, you know what? Maybe I can make it so it's a little bit. I'm going to try again with the something. Let's bring the contrast down. There. All right. Okay, back into the game. All right, let's see. Alvin with the ball. Alvin to Oakley. Oakley was always good for that mid-range shot. He's so good at the mid-range shot. In fact, it reminds me so much of Serge Ibaka, like in his little mid-range shot around the top of the key. Oakley was just as steady with it, like at that time. And that is really is. There's a lot of parallels to Charles Oakley's game in general to Serge Ibaka's game. Other than like Serge was a way better shot blocker than Charles Oakley ever was. That may be the biggest difference between them. Mutombo, man, that guy was so badass. Like, honestly, he's an underrated Hall of Fame great in the NBA. People don't talk enough about Dikembe Mutombo and actually how dominant and how badass he was in certain ways. Like, he would rebound and get like 20 to 30 rebounds in games sometimes. Like, he'd go and get like 25 rebounds in a game. It's absolutely crazy. Look at the fans trying to mess up his free throw. I love it. Oh, man. This brings me back. I'm not going to lie. This brings me back. When I see white and purple on the Raptors jerseys and that old Raptor logo on there, and it's not like retro for Raptors. Like, it's actually the logo they were using at the time. Oh, let's see. McKee gets it up the court. Iverson's all the way down there, but he almost went out of bounds. He circles back, and look at that. Oh, he missed it, though. He had such a nice move. All right, let's see. Davis, you're walking, so it must be a stoppage of play. There's Eric Snow. Eric Snow was, he's an all right point guard kind of guy. He never really had a flashy career. All right, here we go. Let's see. Let's see Alvin break him down. Come on, Alvin. Who's he going to go to? All right, Vince has got the ball. Oh, look at that. Oh, he didn't make it, though. That was a really nice move. That step, that was that kind of that Gary Trent step jab and then step back and pull up. All right, now Philly's kind of killing us right now. It's 20-12. They're getting us. That's a pretty low score. There's only 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. All right, they're trying to post Vince on Aaron McKee. Oh, Morris. Nope. Vince on the offensive boards. Now the Philadelphia in the transition. Look at Iverson. Oh, McKee. He hit that one. Iverson's complaining to the refs. That's a tradition, I guess, among Philadelphia players to complain to the refs. Allen's so cool. I can't diss Allen Iverson. He is honestly a badass. All right, Alvin's got the ball. He's bringing it up the court. Vince Carter, Alvin. Back to Vince. Over to Oakley in the corner. Charles Oakley hitting threes in the corner. No, wait, that was Alvin. Sorry, I can't tell. See, that's the thing. We're going to have to figure this out. This is a work in progress. At least I got a less of a glare on the TV. You can actually see the TV to an extent. It's a work in progress. All right, Iverson right off the bat. Boom, missed. See, that's the thing. He could take 30 to 40 shots, but he's going to miss at least 25 of them. Tom Duke saying, are you partly doing this watch along to keep your mind off tomorrow's game? So anxious. So you are too. Yes and no, Tom Duke. I'm just doing it because this is going to be the new Wednesday thing. Like I debated whether I was going to do a trivia today or a watch along. But I figure because there's a game 6 tomorrow and I had this game 6 available, I figure it's just timely. So do Philadelphia, Toronto game 6 from 2001, just like Philadelphia, Toronto game 6 tomorrow, 2022. So this is like the 21 years ago Raptors in game 6. And we won this game. Like I said, this is something where we were down 3-2 and we had to win this game to force a game 7. And, of course, we didn't win that one, though. Yeah, I enjoy this idea going forward, too. I want to do it and get it better and better. This is better than the last time, at least a little bit. There's an improvement. It's an improvement. But it's all a work in progress. And this isn't like my normal content. This is kind of like premium content. You know how they have like on people make free content for their stations, and then they have premium content, their subscribers and their Patreon get and stuff like that. This would kind of be that deep content, like that Patreon content, even though it doesn't seem there's as much value as the other stuff. But this is what I'm saying. I'm going to try and get this to work more and more over time. Okay, that just showed that Morris Peterson was on the all-rookie team this year. So we got to remember, Morris is a rookie in this playoff run right here, his first year. And Morris and I have the same birthday, August 26th. I think his birthday's it's either 26th or 25th. His birthday's right next to my birthday, Morris. All right, yeah, and it's gonna be I really want this idea to work, and I want to get it right because people like Summer Low want to see watch-alongs and stuff like that. But if I got to make it work. Oh man, that looks like a turnover by Alvin Williams because he fell over. Or no, it's Morris Peterson, number 24. Vince taking his first break of the game. We see Del Curry, Steph's dad, behind him, sitting there on the bench with him. Del was such a good shooter. All right, let's see. Block. Nope. Iverson's so good. He had them right up on him, and he just made the shot right down. Boom. All right, let's see. Who did they bring in for Morris, I wonder? Or for Vince? There's Alvin. Alvin just hit the last shot. Look at young Alvin. He's awesome. Let's see. Tom saying you could have a Discord too. That would be busy and maybe gobble up some of our comments. Hard for you to deal with all of us yapping. Too much duplicity. I'm always trying to figure out new ways, Tom, to make things improved, whether it's whatever with this or whether it's just general things with my normal kind of stream activity. I'm going to try different stuff as we go on over time. Like my improvement for today is I put something over the window to stop the glare so it's darker in here. But, I was going to do it through Streamlabs, but I'm really worried about using another software with YouTube and then them coming on and saying, oh, you're in trouble and you can't do this and stuff like that. But, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do exactly, Tom. This is all work in progress. Okay, they brought Chris Childs in for the Raptors. It's different than the normal 5-hour marathon. At least I won't be on as long today. That's for sure. But yeah, the playoffs are so intense and stuff. I don't mind doing a 4 or 5 hour stream after a playoff win. That's important, and we need to talk about it. And that, like I said before, it's like up in my game, just doing longer streams because it's the playoffs and we just won, and that's important and stuff like that. So, but yeah, part of it is also that this guy's footage that he posted on YouTube is from a tape probably. And of course this is in HD times and stuff like that. So it is what it is. Already right from the bat, the Raptors are out rebounding Philadelphia in this game 12-7. That's really good. It's always the case, like in any case, in any era of the NBA, if you win the rebounding battle, there's very likely that you are probably going to win, the game. And now Toronto has a 10-point lead at the end of the fourth quarter. That's pretty damn good after the end of the fourth. So it's 27-17 at the end of the fourth, it looks like here. Actually, I have the overall stats, a stat box here. Yeah, it ends up being 27-17 in the first quarter. That's really good start by the Raptors. And that's something we need to see tomorrow in the game tomorrow is the Raptors having a lead at the end of the first quarter, because in this new trend of us coming back in this series and beating Philadelphia in 2022 is, we need to make sure we jump out on the lead. We have the lead at the beginning. And if it's a 10-point lead or a double-digit lead going after the first quarter, that's fantastic. That's a great, great goal for them to have tomorrow. And something that will really help us make sure we win Game 6 in the 6 tomorrow and get a Game 7 in Philadelphia on Saturday this weekend. Yeah, Vince had that pregame ritual of pulling himself up on the net before the game. He'd grab the net and pull himself up like a chin up. And I always worried that he was going to bend the rim a little bit or like rip the net. Okay, that's Rodney Buford. I was trying to remember who that was. Number 23 for them at that time was Rodney Buford. All right, Chris Childs, point guard right now, number 1. He was like once again, like from the first game of this series that we watched did a watch along of the first game of this series a couple weeks ago when we found out we'd be playing Philadelphia in the first round. And Chris Childs was I forgot how much of an important player he was in our early playoff runs. That Chris Childs gets forgotten in the history of the Toronto Raptors. Okay, they made that shot. Jerome Williams is out there. That's JYD. Number 13 with the headband, the white headband. They're all the rest of them are wearing purple headbands, and he's wearing a white headband still, which is cool because that was kind of his thing. He was always a headband guy. And big ups to our Raptors alumni, people like Jerome Williams and Tyrone Bogues, for like being involved and coming to the games recently, like in the last month or so. We've seen JYD and Muggsy both at Raptor games in the last month of the last month. We've seen them at the games. JYD was at the last playoff game in Toronto on Saturday, and he was in the box, Jerome Williams. So they're real. They keep connected to our team. That's why their 3 jerseys are on my wall up above this TV. Is Alvin, Muggsy, and Jerome, because they're real ones for Toronto. See, Iverson will shoot like crazy, but he'll miss a lot too. He'll shoot a lot, he'll miss a lot, and he'll make a lot. It's like a little bit of everything, but it's always high volume. And that's the thing. I don't like those kind of players in the NBA where you have to shoot 30 plus shots to get 20 something points. You're really not efficient. And you take a lot of good stuff away from other guys on your team that could be doing better than you. And I understand it's the talent, and you got to kind of feed your superstar and stuff like that. But I never agree with that kind of team building. If you have black holes on your team that have to be really high volume and then the return is a certain amount, I don't like it. I still don't like it. Then, sure, there would be games where they could shoot like 50% around there and that it was really good. But most of the time, these guys are shooting 30 to 33%, that kind of stuff. And it's just too high usage for not enough return. And Allen Iverson, Stephon Marbury, John Wall, James Harden. These are all these kind of guys. They're high volume shooters. They need a lot of shots, but they don't make a lot of shots. So they're not efficient for your offense. And I don't like that. All right, getting back to the game here. We got, the Raptors are working. Here we go. Jerome Williams on the kick it back out to Antonio Davis. Davis was a strong guy down there. Oh, Vince cleaning up the trash. And look at that nice bank. He like really went and got the ball because Davis lost it, and he went and grabbed it, and he just bank shotted it in. That's kind of like a Scotty Barnes broken play, winning kind of play that a rookie of the year for the Toronto Raptors would make. Is they see the loose ball come out, and they go and get it, and they put it back in. Mutombo doesn't score a lot in this game, but they could have used him way more in this series offensively. Like they really did rely on him mostly for defense and rebounds and block shots, but they could have been scoring through him because honestly, he had a mismatch to a degree, much like Joel has on us now. That's just a bigger, larger guy. But the thing about Mutombo is his range was always so close to the basket. Like he was useless if he wasn't within 10 feet of the basket. He could not make a shot like very much past mid-range. So, oh, look at that. JYD, he was just dogging him, and he made them turn the ball over on the inbounds. That's fantastic. That's the thing. JYD is kind of like a predecessor of like a originator of Raptors style hustle play, Chris Boucher. Gritty, going after you all kinds of different ways kind of play that the Raptors value as a team quality. Is JYD was kind of like the template in some ways. All right, Vince is looking for, let's see what Vince, all right, Alvin at the top. Back to Chris Childs. Oh no, that was Oakley. All right, let's see. Oh, JYD to the basket. He didn't finish, but it was a nice move. A nice move. You see how springy and how much Jerome's jumping around all over the court and stuff. That is the stuff. That is the stuff right there. He's such a badass, JYD. Oh my gosh, what a badass! And he makes his free throw. That's awesome because he wasn't always the best free throw shooter, but he's making them here. Remember, the trivia champion this year, right now, is G, is going to get the signed practice jersey. Jerome Williams signed it. And that's the man right there on the court. And this is actually a practice jersey from this era that I have that's autographed by JYD. The winner of the trivia this season will get it. All right, let's see what they do now. These wily Sixers. That's a baseline jumper by Aaron McKee. Underrated, important Sixer. A lot of Sixers fans probably still love Aaron McKee. Chris Childs working against Allen Iverson. Let's see what he does here. JYD. You do not want JYD shooting too much. That's why. That's why you don't want him shooting too much. Man, yeah, they're coming back a bit. I think this is the quarter where they kind of come back on us a bit. Let's see. Raymond Jacobs saying Raps would have won if they had Nick Nurse back then. You might be right, actually. I mean, that'd be an interesting combination to think about Nick Nurse and how he would handle Vince Carter and the core of this year. Because listen, this is a very vet team. This team, we had Oakley and Davis and Del Curry and people like that. And these are vets. Like Chris Childs, that's a vet. And, Nick Nurse can coach these vets because of our 2019 championship year. If he is very similar kind of core of people like that. And it's true. Lenny was kind of too like laid back. Like he kind of was just like the guy who's like takes his kids to the park and he doesn't really watch them. He lets them kind of just run around. He trusts that they're okay. Like that's kind of Lenny. Lenny was that dad. Like he'd say, all right, guys, go have fun. And then he'd go sit and read the newspaper on a picnic table. And he'd just be like, not even looking at them. That's kind of how he was a coach in some ways, Lenny Wilkins. But yeah, you know what? That's an interesting brain exercise, Raymond Jacob. That Nick Nurse, how would he have coached the 2001 Toronto Raptors in this series? And would we have won Game 7? I mean, still, it's Vince Carter's shot just being to the side and missing and graduation, all that stuff. I don't think any of the Raptors are going to try and graduate this weekend because that would be a bad thing. Like, wouldn't that be messed up if on Saturday? But this would never happen. This couldn't happen because Scotty only went for 1 year. Like, Scotty can't just say, I have to go to graduation on Saturday morning and then be late for our game on Saturday night, but say Game 7. If we get past tomorrow, I'm hoping we do. I feel like we will. But I'm just saying that would be messed up. Like as Scotty say, I got to go to graduation. I'm like, wait, you went 1 year to Florida State. How are you graduating? I'm like, weird. That would be too weird to me. Because that's really like a lot of it that everybody says is that him traveling to North Carolina on the day of Game 7 and then traveling back, like taking a jet and coming back. I don't understand how he could have his pregame warm up and do all the preparation routine stuff that they need to do. I think summer, I need a camera upgrade. I think I also may need a different kind of television because, they have certain televisions that can come up here. This is still a work in progress. This is part of the reason why I'm trying to figure out how to do this correctly. Because I do have a program Streamlabs that has like the overlay and different boxes, and that might work better. But I'm also really worried about getting any kind of strikes on my YouTube account. And it's much more important to me to be able to do the live streams with you guys, the regular things that I do, than to really get into watch alongs and reaction stuff too much because I don't want to get any strikes or get in any trouble. Yeah. I need a camera with whole screen in focus. Yeah, I have a setup like that and I've tried it, but I did something with it the other day, and I actually got a strike on my YouTube account. So I'm like, I don't want to do it that way. I did doing it this way because I did this before, and I didn't get any problems. But I'm hoping that it's a work in progress, Summer. This is what I'm saying. I'm really not good technologically in my middle age. That I'm kind of left behind as far as like an older person and not really being up to date on how to do Twitch and how to do Streamlabs and stuff like that. So I'm really learning. But I'm gonna study a lot this off season about how I can make my channel better as far as things like this, having a better quality of everything. And this is really the you should see some of the watch alongs I did earlier this already. There's some of them are really like not easy to watch in some ways, and I know this is still kind of that, but this is a little better. Do I use OBS? I looked at OBS. Like I heard that that's a really good streaming or a good program to use for this kind of stuff. But I'm using Streamlabs right now, just regular Streamlabs. I think it's Streamlabs OBS, but I'm not positive. But I'm going to try and figure it out. Like I said, let's see. Some are saying, yeah, you can't shoot footage of the other games. Yeah, this is actually the weird reason why this is this game and is up on YouTube posted. Like if you look in the description of this stream that I posted, you'll see the link to it on YouTube. The user's name is Tremendous Upside. Thank you, Tremendous Upside. I've really enjoyed that you upload so many classic games on your channel. And they for some reason, I think it's because they're videotapes or something. I don't know. His channel doesn't get any trouble for having old games like this on there. So, yeah, I'm trying to figure it all out. I was trying to do something with music videos and reacting, and that was what I got the strike on. And I didn't realize how it all works yet. So I'm still figuring out like the rules. I don't want to break the YouTube rules, first of all, but I want to be able to make this kind of stuff and do different things. So all a work in progress. Bear with me, Summer, but I'm trying. I'm glad you came and checked it out because I know we've been talking about this. And when I do the preseason, I won't do it this way. Like it won't have any screen on it. It'll be the way that Luca does it, his watch alongs. It'll be just me on the screen watching the preseason game the same time as you guys, that kind of thing. So we'll see how it all works. It's work in progress with a technologically not good person. There's Vince wearing the purple headband. Vince in a purple headband is always going to mean that we're probably going to lose. Is what I'm going to say. If you see Vince in a headband, it usually means he's going to lose. Yeah. Summer's saying, yeah, you can do it with Streamlabs. In fact, I almost set it up to do it that way today, but I'm really kind of chickening out on it because I really don't want another strike. And I don't want to lose, like, especially right now. I may do it in the off season with Streamlabs because, I don't want to lose. I don't want to get a strike and get suspended for the next week and not be able to cover the playoff games there tomorrow coming up and stuff like that. So that's the main reason why I'm at risk. I can't afford to be suspended for a week right now. So I want to wait until the offseason, and then I'll try it with the Streamlabs inlay. Because the inlay is a better thing, obviously, because we'd be able to see this screen better and stuff like that. Are they at halftime already? What the hell? Why are these guys leaving the court? I guess we are at halftime already. Crazy. That's weird. This is flying by. All right, we're already a half hour into the game. This is only going to be an hour and 20 minutes. And I'm only going to do this game and stuff like that. There's not really a whole lot of news in Raptor world this morning as far as like the only thing I'm seeing is Fred VanVleet is still listed as day-to-day. And to me, that means that they may try and use him tomorrow. But I really hope he doesn't. I really think that he should be smart and see now that Miami has defeated Atlanta and that they're waiting for the winner of our series, Fred, just wait and rest because the game one for Miami would be next Monday if we get past Philadelphia. And you can wait a week and sit out for a week, Fred. Let us finish up this series with positionless basketball and then come back and play for us on Monday against Lowry. That is what I'm really, really hoping that Fred does because I feel like that would be smarter. Yeah. Summer's saying, always thought Antonio Davis looked taller than 6'9". Yeah, me too. Like this is so weird. Like they always fudge heights and stuff like that in the NBA. Like Charles Barkley was not as tall as they used to say. They used to say he was 6'7", but a lot of people used to say he's really around 6'5". And I think that sometimes there's discrepancies in NBA players' heights because they check how tall they are with their shoes off, and then they check how tall they are with their shoes on. So you may get two different heights for two different people because like even Scotty Barnes right now, they say he's 6'7", but I don't believe that. I don't believe that Scotty Barnes is 6'7" at this point. I feel like he's like 6'9" at this point. Don't you guys feel like Scotty Barnes looks like he's about 6'9" on the court? That's in comparison to other people on the court that you know what their heights are and stuff like that. Yeah, so I'm totally for the positionless scheme for the rest of the series. It's just Fred's not a good matchup with Philadelphia. And this was true even in 2019. If we remember that series that the Kawhi shot, you know, Fred was really struggling in that series. And that was right around when Fred Jr. was about to be born. And I know they had a lot of stress during that time about, you know, his son being born. And then after his son was born, it was like, boom, he was like gangbusters for the rest of the playoffs that year. But he really struggled in the first round against Orlando, and he struggled against Philadelphia in the second round in that epic 7-game series. So in some ways, I don't know what it is. I just feel like Fred is in a good matchup with him personally with the 76ers. And it may be Maxey and his youth and the way he runs around and stuff like that. But I really think Fred, like, listen, you did this in the regular season, Fred. You sat for like 2 weeks and it was no big deal. And there's no problem with Fred sitting right now. Like, get that knee really healthy, really heal that hip flexor, and let the guys take care of it and get you a matchup against, you know, your Sensei and Grasshopper matchup, Lowry and Van Vliet. We need to see that in the second round starting on Monday, but we got to take care of business. And once again, I'm going and checking Sixers fan stuff right now, and it's hilarious. Like, some of the stuff they're talking about right now is just absolutely crazy. Like, their franchise and their fan base can get blowed up real fast. Oh yeah, it's crazy how quick they'll turn on their team and what they're saying right now, and even turning on each other. Like, the stuff Joel Embiid is saying about James Harden and Doc Rivers right now is not good for Sixers Nation. I'm telling you right now. Summer Lowe saying the concern with Fred is that his shot is really off since his injury. Do you remember that 24-point third quarter against Utah earlier this year? If we could get that Fred back, damn. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Summer. Well, remember the Lowry return game in the very beginning. He went and got that 3-point record right away. And he was really hot in the first quarter of the Miami Heat game on that Sunday. So that's the thing I like to see is if we're going to get Miami in the second round, we get past Philadelphia, then that's a great matchup for Fred in a lot of ways. Miami is a good matchup for Fred. And he's way more useful in a series against the Heat than he is in a series against the Sixers. And that's what I really, the way I look at it in that way. And I think that he can have big games. It's just he needs a rest. He needs to rest his stuff. He can't be out there getting beat down by the Sixers right now. He needs to let the other guys take care of business, get us to the second round, and then show up for Monday's game, God willing that we get there. And we break history. We make history happen for the first time, be the first team to ever come back from an 0-3. Raymond Jacob is saying, I don't care about Scotty's exact height. Big Roy is tall enough, and he's all ours. Yes, Raymond. Yes, he is. And you know what? Listen, I was been doing more and more research on Scotty because I really want to understand him and understand what his motives are for what he wants to do. And listen, I went to his Wikipedia and I forgot about this. This is really actually good for us. Is that, you know, his father's Jamaican, Scotty Barnes. And, you know, he didn't come to Canada before he came here until we drafted him. And he showed up and that was a really epic time where he showed up last summer and he's like his first time in Toronto and stuff like that. But this is the thing. He's actually here at home also because his father's side of the family, his Jamaican side of his family has tons of relatives here in Toronto. So it's like Scotty actually has aunts and uncles and cousins that are Canadian and that are living in Toronto. So it's not like he's somewhere really weird. Look at Vince wearing it around his neck. Oh my gosh, that's not a good look. You look like you're ready to go to the S&M club. But anyway, Scotty has family here. So in a way, by proxy, he's kind of home because his family lives here too. Like his uncles and aunts and cousins and people that he's related to, they're living in Toronto. We're Torontonians. So this is badass. This is really good because in a way, hopefully that fosters more of a family, like home atmosphere for Scotty to feel that about Toronto. And that I feel like it's happening. I feel like that he's really getting the good experiences and he's happy. All right, let's see. We're starting the third quarter here. The Raptors are up by 13 at the start of the third quarter here. And I think this is the quarter where the Sixers absolutely smash us. Like they really kick our ass right here. Like Allen Iverson, I think what how did they outscore us in this game? This quarter, it's 29-16. They outscore us in this third quarter. And what happened is it's basically kind of what I've been describing on the channel for a couple weeks about how the fans in our building, when we have halftime, they go away and they're not in their seats. Like if you watch, you'll see a lot of the seats right now in the game, the lower bowl, there's nobody sitting in the seats because they haven't come back to take them from halftime. And what happens is the opposing team, the visiting team comes out and they jump on us at the beginning of the third quarter and they eat up a lead we may have, and they just start killing us. So it's very interesting that it's still there. You see all the empty seats behind them? That is because of halftime and this stuff. I want MLSC to start telling them 2-minute warning, the game will start in 2 minutes or something like that. Go over the PA and say 2 minutes, game will start in 2 minutes. You say 2 minutes left in the quarter, say 2 minutes left in the halftime. So that people have a warning while they're in the bathroom and say, oh, I got to finish up and get out of there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Raymond's saying so proud of Scotty. I'm proud of him too. And I want him to be this winning brand kind of guy that just wins in the playoffs. It just happens. He's just a winner, wins all the time he's involved because he's just that kind of glue guy, amazing kind of player. Raymond Jacobs saying Miami's also hobbled. They're not 100%. Yeah, Lowry's not playing. Lowry's not playing right now. It's the same thing. It's like these two old men, I won't say old man. I'll say old man for Kyle, but not for Fred. These 2 point guards are hobbled both at the same time. So it'd be even. Let them both just show up, even if they're not fully 100%, and watch these 2 guys that are kind of hurt play against each other. It'll still be fun as hell. I know it will be. Kyle Lowry versus Fred VanVleet. So, yeah, they're showing Lenny there again. Alvin bringing the ball up the court. Yeah, see, they're starting to come back. They're shrinking the lead down from 15 to almost like 10 right now. This is the Sixers coming back on us. May 18th, 2001, 3 months before Scotty Barnes was born. This is game 6 of that series, Allen Iverson versus Vince Carter. The Raptors were in a situation where they're down 3-2, just like they are right now, and they had to win game 6 on their own court to force a game 7 in Philadelphia. Very much the same kind of stuff. Seymour saying this game was so painful. Not this one, Seymour. We're watching the one that we won before the game 7 painful thing that you're talking about. So don't worry. There's no Vince Carter wide left at the end of this one. We win this one. I wanted to make sure we showed a one, and it makes sense because this is game 6 of that 7-game series. We want to see game 6 because we're playing in game 6 tomorrow. So, yeah, this isn't the one. Don't worry, Seymour. You can watch this and you will not get hurt by the end of this. There's Iverson. Iverson said he was such a badass. And Alvin, it's funny because we had Jerome and Alvin. They had to have the A. Williams and the J. Williams and stuff like that. It was pretty cool on the back of their jersey. All right, let's see Vince work. Look at him. Little dribble. There's not, you know what? That's a very similar move to what Pascal would do. Right there, a little bit of a dribble, a little crossover, and then a spin, and then a lay it in. That's a very kind of thing like that. Seymour saying, do you think he made a bad decision by attending the grad? Yeah, I was just talking about that a little bit. It's like, how the fuck do you go to North Carolina on the same day? You're in North Carolina, and then you fly back to I guess it was to Philadelphia, so it wasn't as far. You had to fly to Philadelphia. It's not as far, as quick. But the thing is, it messes up your normal pregame routine and rituals and things that you do in that day when you're like eating up a chunk of it by being on a plane or, doing what he did that day. And that's where I had the problem with it. And I know that other people, like at the time, they were standing up for him. They're like, education is more important, all this kind of stuff. And they're standing up for him. But to me, it's just bad timing. It's just like, come on, this is a game 7. This guy's a young player. He should be focused on trying to win this 7-game series. And I understand he had to go do that. But and part of it is that he didn't want to be robbed of that experience of walking with his class and being out there. But once again, the game was on a Sunday. I don't understand, when are people graduating on Sunday? It's technically always usually people walk and do their commencements and stuff like that, graduations on Saturdays. So it's like if they could just have fucking done his graduation on Saturday, he could have had the game the next day and it would have been fine. Post-game talks here. Good to see you again. Just looking back at these two teams playing against each other in the playoffs, I see history repeating itself again in Game 6. The Raptors had to win Game 6 in 2001 at home to force Game 7. Yeah. And then post-game talks saying back in Philadelphia and in 2019, the Sixers had to win Game 6 at home to force a Game 7 back in Toronto. Yeah, it is. There's so many similarities. It's like in the future post-game talk, we should kind of maybe think that if the Raptors are ever going to play the Sixers, it's going to be a 7-game series because it's just the pattern. It's just the pattern of what's going on. But we need to make sure that starts and that happens tomorrow. I agree. And there's a lot of business and hard work the Raptors need to put in to make this come to fruition still. And I shouldn't count my eggs too quickly. The Game 7 is not promised. That they have to earn it tomorrow night in our own building. They have a good chance to do it. The Philadelphia is really broken in a couple different ways right now. And I just don't see how they can regroup and kind of come back from how deflating and dominated they were the other day. Because there's too many things they got to fix. There's just too many things. It's like they have mismatches all over the place. And if we play a positionless scheme like this, it's like, that looked like that hurt. That's Tyrone Hill. Jeez. Or no, I'm not even sure who that is. As the quality is bad through the thing, it's really bad. I can't even see it right next to it in some ways. All right, let's see. Seymour Pape saying, I blame the vets. They should have tied him up. Who are you talking about? You're saying you blame the vets are on our team, like Charles Oakley and there's Oakley right there, Antonio Davis, those guys. You blame the vets? They should have tied him up. You're talking about Iverson? I'm not sure what you're saying, Seymour. If you could elaborate. All right, let's see what's going on in the game now. NBA on TNT. Oh man, that's a hard foul. Post-game talk saying it definitely is laugh out loud. I get that feeling there's a movie director writing the script. This is a movie we're watching between these two teams in playoffs. Yeah, to a degree there is that, but there's also a really strong evidence in this series with Philadelphia currently we're having that it all is really determinant on strengths of the teams. And that, Doc Rivers did a really good job getting the Sixers in Game 1 to play a perfect game, to not turn the ball over, to not allow for us to get on the offensive boards. They shot really, really well in that game also. And they also executed another side thing that they wanted to do, which was be really physical. And they, by a byproduct, hurt our guys. And I think that Scotty, if he hadn't even twisted his ankle in the first game, if he was able to finish the game, we might have won Game 1. And because I really have this weird feeling about Scotty, if he completes a game, we're going to win every single time. That you really do have to knock him out. And that Philly did it in his first rookie ever playoff game. He got knocked out of the game and we lost. That was very telling. And now it's just kind of as the series has gone on, they really showed us their best stuff. And we figured it out more and more, and they're worn down, and we're actually just the same kind of endurance and strength at this point. And you can see how tired they looked on Monday. And that they're sick of playing us. Listen, they played us 5 times now, and they probably hate playing the Raptors right now. The way that we're all over them, the way we have long arm monsters, the way that we're just so stifling, that they're getting frustrated, they're getting more tired, and we're actually getting to our stride. We're actually getting more healthy. We're actually getting more good things to happen. As Nick keeps saying, just look out if we start hitting our shots. If we actually start hitting our open shots, then there's a whole other level of efficiency and excellence that the Toronto Raptors presently could have. And hopefully we'll see that tomorrow night. I love to see the defense on one end like we saw in Game 5. And then also them all of a sudden having a really, really viable, vibrant offense also on the other end. And we got that to an extent in the last game, but still we missed a lot of easy shots, good shots that we could have easily made also. Yeah. Okay. So Seymour saying tied up Vince so he didn't go to grad. Oh, that's funny. We should have tied up Vince and not let him get on the Lear jet to fly to UNC. That's hilarious, Seymour. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. He was a superstar. He was calling all the shots. It's kind of like how Scotty is now. We want to do whatever Scotty wants for him. Like, this is the thing. We want him to like being in Toronto. Well, we let him do whatever he wants. And it may be at the beginning of the year, he told Nick Nurse, I want to start this whole year. And Nick Nurse said, you got it. That's the way Nick Nurse, Masai Ujiri, and different people should be for him. It's that, like, it's not like spoiling him, but you definitely want to give him everything that he wants as much as possible without a detriment to the team. There's the balance with that. Like, you can't give him everything and maybe but you definitely want to make your superstar happy. And that's part of the reason why the Raptors were kind of like not real thrilled with the idea of Vince going to his graduation. But they're like, well, you do kind of want to make him happy so he'll want to stay here and not be pissed off at us. Well, it happened anyway. It happened anyway. And that's mainly Rob Babcock's fault. He was a fucking idiot. Oh, my gosh. He was so bad. Seymour saying, rumor has it Vince was complaining to his mom, who then she complained that Oakley was hitting Vince too hard in practice. Vince is so soft. I didn't hear that specific rumor, but I could see that being, somewhat maybe possibly true. There was definitely an animosity between Charles Oakley and Michelle Carter. And because in the aftermath of what happened with Vince's exit, so, oh, Davis on the ground, that's not good. We don't like that. That Charles Oakley kept saying that the real GM of the Toronto Raptors was actually Michelle Carter. That she was the one behind the scenes trying to tell who the Raptors should try and trade for, who they should trade away, all this kind of. She was a busybody. She was getting involved more than she should have as a player's mother. She's a player's mother. She should not be trying to do administrative stuff for the team and stuff like that. And that's what was starting to happen. So it could be that she didn't like him because of what you're saying also. That I could see that where Oakley, he's saying, look, this is the NBA. This is the hard knocks. And, I'm your grizzled, tough guy vet. I'm going to show you how they're going to hit you too. And you're going to need to be ready for it, Vince. And, that's an interesting rumor. I don't know how true it is, but I could see where it could be. Post Talk saying, do you think we might see a 50-plus performance by Siakam or another Raptor player like how Vince had that 50-plus game in this game 6 we're watching? Yeah, he didn't actually get 50 in this one. It was in the earlier games that he got 50, and then Allen got 50. In this game, I think he ends up scoring 39. But that's still really damn good and cool. And he was the best player in this game, Vince, for sure. That would be awesome. I am crying out for it. Forget like a 50-point game. I'd love to just see Pascal get a 40-point game right now in one of these games coming up, like tomorrow night. Hey, fantastic. Because like we saw that, he got his playoff career high the other day on Saturday. And what was it? It was like 34 points. And I was actually shocked at how low that was. And then I got to remember that Kawhi was doing a lot of the really heavy lifting in 2019. And that Siakam really hasn't had like a huge superstar game like what you're describing about this series with Allen and Vince. And I'd love to see that. I think he's fully capable of it. But part of the thing that takes away from Siakam's ability to have monster games is the real equal kind of offense in the Raptors. It's like Gary's going to get a certain amount of the shots. The other guys are going to get a certain amount of the shots. And in some ways, I don't like completely feeding Pascal every time down the court because it kind of makes us too predictable. It's kind of like Lou Williams at the end of the game with Dwayne Casey, who would always give the ball to Lou Williams at the end of the game. We knew if there was a last-second shot that needed to be taken, the other team knew that Lou Williams was going to shoot it for us in the year that he was here, the year or two. And we don't want that kind of predictability. And one of the real strengths of the Raptors right now against the Sixers is they don't fucking know which one of the mismatches we're going to play on the piano, the keys. It's like Precious on Embiid, go around, or OG back down Tyrese Maxey and post him in the low post. That's the thing. And we don't want to be too predictable by just constantly ramming Pascal down their throats with constant ISO one-on-one over and over and over again. Because that'll get tired and he'll get tired and stuff like that. So I don't think it's realistic that he would get 50, but I'd love to see 40. 40 could happen if he's really efficient. He's really hitting his shot. But yeah, 50 would be something else. Okay, let's see. Seymour saying, yes, you were spot on. Oakley was prepping Vince for that playoff type ball, and his GM mom pulled moves. she was really bad for Vince early in his career. And I hope that she laid off and was like, let him be more of his own man as his career went on. It's just that he was a rookie and he's the most youngest here with us in Toronto. And she really was a mama bear, kind of really looking after his best interests in all kinds of ways. And I don't think that she was like meaning to be like destructive or wrong or anything. She was just doing what a mother's love would do. But maybe she was a little too pushy and a little too overbearing in a way that kind of overstepped lines and boundaries of like what a NBA player's mom's doing. Like, you know, Michelle Carter, maybe you should have been doing what Wendy Sparks was doing now. You know, like having I know there weren't podcasts and stuff like that, but that's a very productive NBA mom. Wendy Sparks is Kem's mom. And she has an NBA moms podcast, and she's building a unity among the NBA moms around the league. And meanwhile, Michelle Carter was trying to be the assistant GM, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good. Post-game talk saying Raptors are just a better defensive team when VanVleet doesn't play. So I'm just saying maybe don't play him, but that's Nurse's decision. I think it's on mismatch. It's on matchup basis. It's not necessarily they are a better defensive team when Fred is not there. It can't be that simple because we are a really good defensive team when Fred is 100% healthy. Like he is a part of the reason why our defense is so good. And we can't forget that. And part of it is that like in the last 2 months, Fred has not been 100% healthy. We've seen him a little bit slower and his knee has been a problem. And that is the factor. Like if Fred is completely healthy, Fred can do the things that are absolutely necessary on defense and not cause us problems. And that's the big factor here is that he's worn down. He's hurt right now. And he's not as effective as a defender right now. But he is actually a really good defender when he's 100%. And stuff like that. So it's a weird thing. We got to balance the short term and the long term. Like I know a lot of people are saying that like maybe they're like, wow, because we seen the Monday game and how dominant and how badass our defense was without him out there. And now everybody's trying to figure out, well, what do we do in the future? Like, could this be the real version of us with Scotty the point guard and things like that? But I think it's going to be a kind of thing where Fred's role will still be a big role on the team, but it's going to change what he's actually doing. And it may be that he's not a point guard anymore, that he's more actually one of the guys who's going to try and score for us instead of actually handling the ball and distributing it, that kind of thing and stuff. So it's going to be very interesting. Yeah, you're saying it right here, post-game talk. Let Barnes play the point guard and go with that big lineup to double team Embiid down in the post. Just got to hope Harden doesn't go off in game 6. Yeah, they're wishing and crying out for James Harden to show up and just wake up and just start being more like Houston James. Well, Houston, we have a problem because you ain't going to get Houston James. I think the James Harden of Houston days is dead. Anybody who's expecting him to show up and get between 30 to 40 points, yeah, keep holding your breath and you'll probably just pass out because you didn't get enough oxygen because it ain't going to happen. That's the thing. This guy is way too casual right now. I know this guy's got half his mind on the strip club half the time. And like Joel is telling Doc, tell him to shoot more. And, Doc's probably telling him, shoot more, James. And then the press is even saying, why didn't you only shoot 11 shots on Monday night? And he's like, well, that's just what I shot. That's it. And it's like, he doesn't care. James does not care. And then you put that mix of ingredients with a guy like him who doesn't care, that's making $40 million a year. And then you have the Philadelphia fan base. Oh, look out. That's like putting nitro with glycerin because there's going to be some explosive shit because we're already starting to see it. We saw it on Monday night. There's a lot of Sixer fans that are already turning on James in the last 2 days. They're already turning on him in left and right. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I love the idea of Scotty being more of a point forward for us. If we have that double point forward attack with him and Pascal, it is badass. In some ways, it is kind of what I was just saying, is that it makes them keep guessing, that they don't know exactly who to designate to guard the guy bringing the ball up the court, because it could be any of a few guys that are bringing the ball up the court for the Raptors, stuff like that. So Rank Scrub's here. Good to see Rank Scrub. Pascal has to be our most mobile cutter and off-ball threat in Game 6. OG and Scotty got to be the primary scoring threat and use 76ers aggressive Pascal coverages against them. Yes, this is really effective game plan. Use him as a decoy, use him as a target of attention. And then, whoever's not getting the attention because they're focusing on Pascal, boom, they are having a nice time because it's real easy. That's part of what OG has really built his game around, is like playing off of the attention that Pascal gets now. Is that 3-point shot, that outlet three, all of a sudden, just because you're getting doubled down and boom, out to OG and bam, precise 3-pointer, big time play and stuff like that. I totally agree with this. And I like that, Pascal is the guy who gets all that attention, and that we have a lot of capable guys that are able to capitalize on that. So Seymour saying Nurse versus Doc, the medical battle. It's the medical battle, and it's not only just the medical battle because of their names, but because of the ailments and injuries that various players on both sides have dealt with. There's definitely a medical battle for Joel Embiid right now. That's for sure. Seymour Pape saying Kendrick is banned because he was on the phone with Sam Cassell immediately after the game with his insight of what to do against us. He wants us to lose. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Okay, and that makes sense because Kendrick Perkins and Sam Cassell have a tie from the Celtics organization. I believe that Sam was a assistant coach there with Doc Rivers also when Kendrick was a player for the Celtics. So, yeah, that is a little fishy. That is a little fishy. And like Kendrick was playing under Doc too. So he's banned from the NBA or banned from us. I'm not sure. Do they officially, like ESPN, say, oh, you can't do this now or something? Or is he just banned from us as a Raptor Nation? Is that what you're saying, Seymour? But yeah, I don't like that. Fuck that, Kendrick. What the fuck? You talking to Sam Cassell after the game? I don't like that at all. Let's see. Post-game talk saying, someone asked me if I have any remorse for Ben Simmons. I said no. Maybe if he had stayed with Philly, he wouldn't be swept and not playing a game. Laughing my ass off. Yeah, he did look like a clown. Like I find it so interesting, the pictures from the game the other night where the Nets got swept by Boston. How stark, because all of the Nets gear is black and white. It's mostly black. And he's wearing this fucking orange, crazy John Lennon glasses, like he's psychedelic, fucking like he's about to get on the acid bus or some shit. I don't know what the fuck Ben Simmons is doing. He's about to get on the acid bus, Ken Kesey and stuff. I don't know what the fuck. Like it's such a stark picture. That one picture of them losing, Robert Williams is jamming it or something, and he's in the background standing, and all the rest of his teammates are sitting, and he's standing with his stupid looking fucking outfit. Like I said, he looks like he's about to get on the acid bus and drop some LSD or something like that. And he's standing and he looks so like, and then he also, some reason, Ben Simmons reminds me of Arthur. You know, the cartoon guy, Arthur, for some reason. I don't know why, but he reminds me of Arthur sometimes. And I really feel like he was looking like weird psychedelic Arthur on their bench with like I said, all the Nets are wearing black because that's their uniforms and stuff like that. And then he's fucking standing there like a creamsicle. Like he looked like a fucking Tampa Bay Buccaneers uniform from the 70s or something. Like he looked like a fucking creamsicle and he stood out. Like, dude, listen, wait a second. All right, let me do a rant on Ben Simmons real quick. Listen, Ben, like if you're trying to lay low and try and stay under the woodwork, don't fucking wear some vibrant ass shit like that. Like Q-Tip was saying, it's a vibrant thing. No, don't be a vibrant thing if your whole scheme on your team is like a very monochrome, dark black, and you're going to sit there and you want that attention. You're going to get that attention if you look like a fucking safety cone on the road for road work. Yeah, you're going to get that attention if you are. Orange is a color that brings warning. And maybe that's the warning for the Brooklyn Nets, that man's dressing in orange to warn y'all that he's going to be a pylon on the court. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, so that's very interesting and funny to me. The picture of him just standing there like, he's like expressionless. It's like he doesn't give a shit, but he's standing still. His like arms are next to him. I don't know. I could crack on that image of Ben Simmons from the other night all day long. Oh my gosh. All right, let me see what you guys are saying. Okay, so Seymour saying we the fans are banning him from the North. Yeah, that's no good. Like Kendrick, you have so much good faith with us. For the years you've stood up for us and said good things about us, and now you're going to turn around and tell the enemy game plans to Sam Cassell about how they can try and stop us. fuck that, Kendrick Perkins. What are you doing? You're supposed to be a person of the media. You're not supposed to meddle with NBA teams. You're not supposed to be, say it on TV if you want, but don't call him up and give him proprietary knowledge like the Colonel's secret recipe over the phone. You don't do that shit, Kendrick. And you know what? Honestly, let him do it. Fuck it. You know why? Because this shit is probably stupid and won't try and stop us anyway. It won't be able to stop us. Because I don't see how he could fucking tell him some knowledge that he thinks that will be able to stop them. I don't see it. Joel Embiid is broken at this point. He really is. All right, let's see. Good information, though. Yeah, we'll ban him. I'll ban him with you, Seymour. You tell me you did that shit, and we're banning him as a group. I'm with you. That's what I'm saying. Tom Duke's saying, Tim McAuliffe tried to get on your good side and went after moron tragic. Just called him out for his aspirations comment. That's good. I love that. I love that. Everybody's doing that. There's all kinds of memes today about Goran and like his higher aspirations and shit and where it got him now at this point and stuff like that. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Because like I did my impression yesterday, yeah, this motherfucker, you didn't survive longer than the Raptors. I mean, seriously, at the beginning of the season, one of my mini goals as a Raptor freak was I want the Raptors to stay in the playoffs and be alive in the playoffs longer than, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and as many like the Celtics. Hey, I have all the people I hate. I wanted to be out there longer than them. And we have done that. We've done that with LeBron. We've done that with Kevin. And we've done that with Goran. And that's fantastic. That's absolutely awesome that we're surviving longer than these people and stuff like that. All right, let's see. Post-game talk saying, oh, no wonder Kendrick's Perkins was acting a little weird on ESPN yesterday. Man, I don't think he's going to be in trouble with ESPN, but he's definitely in trouble with Raptor fans. Oh, yeah, he is. Tom Duke's got a funny face, and he's saying Batia was sitting courtside at the Wells Fargo Center. So good. All right, I want to talk about Knob some more because he's going full effect on force. Because like I said the other day, the way the Raptors dismantled the 76ers, they basically handed a crown to Knob Batia. You're the king of Wells Fargo Arena now, Nav. And after there's a guy, a YouTube guy or a TikTok guy who made a compilation of everything that Nav was doing. And he's not even a Raptor fan. He just loved how he was smoking the Sixers in their own building. And he's like doing this tapping on his head. And he's like, shh, he's doing all these different things each time the Raptors were killing him. And he's just laughing. He's like, I don't even like the Raptors, but this Nav Batia guy, he's a badass. And he's like just awesome. He's keep going on about him. And the funny thing was I went and looked at Nav's Instagram yesterday, and he's talking about how he was shushing the crowd, and he's really, really piling on. And the other super fan for the Sixers sixth man is what he's officially called. That white-haired guy on the other side that sits next to the Philadelphia bench, the old dude is, he kind of keeps jumping up and jumping back down. He's their super fan for the Philadelphia 76ers. Well, he's friends with Nav Batia on Instagram, and now I was posting about how he shut up their building. He's like posting a picture of him and like all this stuff. And the Sixers super fan wrote in the comments, he said, "You were very disrespectful in our building the other night. And now the Sixers are coming to Toronto to finish this series. We will get our get back." It was so hilarious to see that saltiness from the super fan of the Sixers towards our super fan, and seeing that I'll bet you they go back and forth and they talk shit. And I love that. And I was like, I just love seeing that the Philadelphia Sixers super fan was like, "You showed such disrespect in our building on Monday." And I was like, yes, Nav. If there's like a super fan power rankings, I think Nav Batia is number one in the league as far as super fans for all the NBA teams, because that dude is just a badass. And like I said yesterday, you can't imagine like a man like him, visibly a minority, what kind of hate he would get on the road in the United States from racist, fucked up people down there. I'm serious. He probably hears all kinds of crazy shit, but he's above it. I know he's above it, and he's just like, he ignores it, and he's better than it. And that's why when the Raptors kick the Sixers' ass on their own court, and he turns around and he goes, shh, he means it. I'm sure he does, because I'm sure those people are ugly to him. and they probably say some fucked up shit to him. And I love the fact that he gets the last laugh, and he's shooing them all out of their own building and stuff like that. Nab is a G. That's all I got to say. He is such a G. And learning more about what happened that night and seeing the Instagram interaction between him and the Sixers super fan, hilarious. I know I'm not even watching the game. It's kind of like a backdrop right now. But yeah, we're watching 2001, May 18th, 3 months before Scotty Big Roy was born, was when this game happened. It's crazy. And I was at this game in the building when it happened. I was working at the building that time. All right, let's see. Seymour saying, ESPN came out and said they are covering the Eastern Finals. They want South Beach. We're going to give them Q Beach. Nice. I like that. We'll give them Sunnyside Beach or Cherry Beach. Q Beach. Yeah. That's right. They want South Beach. Miami's like anxious to get us. They're anxious to get somebody. Like Miami fans are all fucking wound up now that they've won their first round. And they're like just already talking shit to both Sixers and Raptor Nation. And they're just covering all bases. So this is the thing. As much as we on this station, if we get past Philadelphia and we're playing Miami in the next round, we need to be ready for a whole other kind of animal as far as another fan nation that we're going to be dealing with. Because these motherfuckers are cocky and they talk a lot of shit. And they're also the kind of fans that will come in and like really infiltrate different places and do different shit. Philly fans that to an extent. But Philly fan also is kind of like beaten down over the years, whereas Miami fan isn't. So they kind of have this kind of strut and posture to their fandom that is really annoying and cocky and needs to be shut the fuck up, is what I'm saying. So if we beat Philadelphia, we beat them tomorrow night. We force a game 7. We get that game 7 in Philadelphia, and we're playing Miami on Monday. I want to see how our team and the way we're running right now fuck up Miami also, because we can do it. We've done it during the season. It's going to be a really tough test. But I love a matchup against Miami for all kinds of different reasons, whether it's Kyle Lowry, whether it's shutting the Miami fans up, whatever it is. I just want to get them next. And I want more games to play. Just like Nick Nurse said, we want more games to play for our young guys, Precious and Scotty. And that's what's up. Yeah. It's fun to see young Alvin, Andrew, isn't it? Like, all right, now they're up 93-78, and there's only 4.5 minutes to go. They're absolutely killing them. Like, I haven't even been paying attention to this. There's only about 10 minutes left in the game. I'm sorry about that. It's really kind of like, because it's so hard to see, we're just kind of having a normal stream with the background on it, and that's fine. But yeah, it's so fun to see Alvin like this, isn't it, Andrew? Because you really get to understand why he's so important, such a badass. Hubie Brown, always love Hubie Brown. And I was so happy to see him call one of our games this series also. I forget. I thought Hubie died because it's like he's always looked so old, but he's still alive and he's still kicking ass. It's awesome. Post-game talk saying God's plan, according to Drake, when he said turn the 0-2 to 0-3. I think he was talking about this series. I believe he got to put a curse on Embiid and the Sixers after Embiid said, I'm coming for that sweep. I agree with this. I've thought about this in the last day or so. The footage of Joel Embiid and Drake leaving the court after game 3 on our court, in some ways, Sixers fans are blaming Drake for messing up their mojo and how the Sixers have been playing. That Joel shouldn't have walked off the court with him. And a lot of people were saying, oh, well, Drake's a turncoat. He's with the Sixers now. He's leaving. No. He's doing deep cover. He's going with Joel to mess him up. Exactly what Post Talk's talking about. That he probably got, I don't know what he did or what he said to him. Maybe he got him overconfident. Maybe he got him feeling this or that. But it's really been a swing since Drake left the court with Joel. And Joel talked smack to him. He said, we're going to sweep y'all. Well, it didn't fucking happen, Joel. And they're really pointing to that moment as possibly being the turning point in this series, is when Joel was with Drake leaving our court after game 3, winning that shot with that shot. And that, boom, Drake somehow sucked his mojo, his JoJo mojo right on out of him. And it's gone. It's gone now. Maybe Drake, when we didn't see this part, maybe when they got to the back, Drake hit his hand like this and ran away from him. That would have been funny. Like maybe Drake hit Joel Embiid on the thumb in the back and ran away from him after. We didn't see that part. Tom Duke saying a crossover of Thursday Think Tank in your game review involves is all we need. Woohoo! It's going to be a good one. Yeah, listen, it's just fun to talk Raptors every day. And I'm sorry I'm not paying attention to this game as much as I should. It looks like it's about to be over. It looks like the Sixers look pretty defeated. This is a situation where we need to win this game 6 on our own court to force a game 7 in Philadelphia. Sounds like tomorrow to me. And they came through with it big time because they end up winning this game by like 12 points. And that's really, really good. It was a good win. All right, let's see. Tom Duke saying a crossover. I read that one. Andrew saying Drake put a hex on Embiid. Could be. I don't know. Could be. Seymour Pape saying Drake injured Embiid for us. Maybe. Maybe he injured his spirits. Maybe he just, I don't know what he did. Something happened, and it's not been the same for Joel Embiid since. Raymond Jacobs saying Drake's IG post of Scotty holding up baby Embiid tells all. Yeah, there you go. See? All right, Raymond, thank you for bringing this information because there is a lot of like worry and like kind of wondering about Drake's true allegiance. Many regular NBA fans see him leaving the court with Joel Embiid, and they think that he just turncoated and just jumped on Sixers bandwagon. But Raymond Jacob is telling us that on Instagram, on Drake's Instagram, he has a picture of Scotty holding up baby Embiid. And that right there is a true, like that's flying your flag of which team you're on right there. He's just flew his flag and said, this is the team I'm supporting right here. When I'm throwing baby Embiid pictures up on my social, we know that he's on our side. He's a real one. We know he's on the right side. Look at these dorky Raptor fans, so happy back then. We really didn't know how to cheer the team properly at this point in our franchise history. Honestly, we didn't. It's nothing like it is these days. Like, we're amazing as a fan base. Like, I can't even say this enough. The people in Jurassic Park for the last couple of games have been absolute fantastic. This whole series, I'll just put it that way. For game 1, game 2, game 3, game 4, and game 5. Every single person that's went to Jurassic Park in this series that we're currently playing has been badasses. And there was no Jurassic Park at this time. Nobody was out front of the building at this point. And you can see that even the fans in the building are kind of like, they're half-hearted. They're not fully into it. There's no way you'd get defense chance like we do now at that point. You wouldn't get that kind of stuff. Look at Allen. He looks a little worried. Looks a little like, oh, he's searching his soul for answers. Stuff like that. Yeah, you got to do that when you lose. You got to search your soul. And that's a lot of what the Sixers fans and Sixers team and nation are doing right now, searching their souls. And I love that we've had 2 days off in between from the Monday game because this is a lot of time for them to sit and stew on this shit. And it's good. It's very good. All right, let me get back in the game. 2 minutes to go. It looks like they're up by 15 at this point, the Raptors. There's a nice shot by the Sixers. Chris Childs running the point. That's that Chris Childs, Charles Oakley, New York nucleus, Knicks nucleus. Oh, that would seem like okay. It was a timeout. So I don't know if Vince is out for the game, but he looks like he's shut down for the night. They're already ahead. They are up by a certain margin. 2 minutes to go, and he's not gonna probably play anymore. Like even the arena looks different. Really, like they've done some remodeling and changes to the arena for sure. Yeah, that was such the matchup. Carter versus Iverson. It was such a big deal. Look at the stars they're showing here, like Karl Malone, Latrell Sprewell, Tim Duncan, Shaq. This is actually the Shaq and Kobe win the championship. They beat the Sixers in the finals of this year. And then this kind of goes into this era of the bad reffing in the NBA where like the refs kept helping Shaq and Kobe in a lot of different ways during this decade, including that series against Chris Webber and the Kings where they really shafted the Kings and helped the Lakers win. And that's going to be in the Donaghy Netflix docuseries. They're going to talk about that series and how it was fixed and how the calls that we all thought were fucked up and wrong at that time, they're actually like confirmed that shit was actually happening, that there was some really funny business going on with that particular series, Sacramento Kings versus LA Lakers. And people who saw it know what I'm talking about. There was absolutely some of the worst officiating ever in the history of the NBA. And it was obvious that they were helping the Lakers to beat the Kings and stuff like that. So, yeah, we got our bench in now. Eric Montross is out there. That's Kevin Ollie shooting the free throws. Keon Clark. Keon Clark's out there. Yeah, this is garbage time. 2001 garbage time. Yeah, they're gonna win by almost 20 here. And like I said, this is something that we need to do tomorrow. We have a game 6 in tomorrow, and we need to win it so we get a game 7. This is exactly what the Raptors did here. They had the Sixers holding their heads at the end of it because they didn't get the done. They didn't kill him off. Larry Brown's looking a little stressed, a little fidgety because he knows that, like, fuck, I wish I had just beat them now. Now we got to go back to Philadelphia and beat them there, hopefully. And he doesn't know. Nothing's promised. But yeah, this is I really feel like the Raptors have a good chance tomorrow because we've got our home court, we've got our home crowd, and then we've got this new scheme that I don't think this is the thing. The positionless stuff that we did during the season, Philadelphia didn't figure it out in the regular season, and they definitely didn't figure it out on Monday. So I don't understand if they figured it out yet. They have to prove that they figured out how to beat the positionless scheme. And I don't think they will. I don't think they can because in some ways the thing that positionless is doing is it is just out talenting them. It's a personnel thing. The makeup of the Sixers franchise right now, the roster is not good enough talent wise or athletic wise overall to deal with that much positionless all through. Like the top 8 guys, rotation guys are all positionless, and that's the only thing we're running all game. Then they're fucked because they're gonna have to play smaller players on their side. They're gonna have to play bigger players, and it doesn't matter who they are. They can play Embiid, and he'll get eat up. They can play a smaller guy like Maxey, and he could probably get ate up, and that's going to be the problem for them. Is that they're not going to be able to cover up the mismatches and the things that we're building. All right, see the Raptors won. Everybody's getting high fives. There's those are Raptor players I don't even recognize. It's so long ago, and they're the bench guys. 101-89. Raptors win game 6 to force a game 7 in Philadelphia. This is what we want to hear tomorrow night. The Raptors win game 6 in Toronto to force a game 7 in Philadelphia on Saturday. And that is why I watched this today, because I wanted to see a game 6 victory in the Scotiabank Arena / Air Canada Center, where we did exactly what we need to do tomorrow. That's right. See you in Philly. That's what we want to be doing tomorrow, is telling them we'll see you in Philly. And here's Vince talking. And they even got Morris there with them this time. That's pretty cool that Morris, the rookie, is actually getting the post-game interview with Vince and Craig Sager. All right, guys, we'll just finish this up real quick. Just a Wednesday watch-along, Retro Raptors Wednesday watch-along, enjoying a series from long ago. And I appreciate everybody for dealing with my technical difficulties, the jankiness of this, and other varied things like that. Tomorrow, regular preview with the ref check, the updated injury report of what's going to happen. I'll tell you exactly what's going on with Fred, and keys to victory, and all the other good stuff like the real mascot matchup. I appreciate y'all. Raptors, come on back to Toronto and get this one for the home crowd tomorrow, so we can have a game 7 to root for you guys in. Also, I believe in my Raptors because I know these guys have figured it out. They busted them open, and I don't think Doc Rivers and them are smart enough or capable enough to do what they need to do to turn this around against us. I think we got this. We need to go get it, though. We need to put in the work still, color in the pencil, the bubbles with the number 2 pencil, and make sure we finish the test still. And the test is not over. We still have to finish a couple questions, a couple sections of the test, and then we'll give it to the Scantron, and we'll see how we did. So, yeah, tomorrow, Raptors preview. Let's go. We got to win this series. We got to make history is what we got to do. We're on our way to history. We are a team of destiny that is ready to make history that has never been done in the NBA ever before in its history. Thanks again, y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that red subscribe button. Sorry for the jankiness. It's a work in progress. We'll get better and better with it. At least I have some shadow so that you can see it a little bit better than last time. But we're going to get it better. I promise you, Summerlow, Raymond Jacob, we'll get this better. Tom Duke. All right. Thanks to all the Raptor freaks coming and watching today. And I'll see y'all tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time.